Pina industrial area is a major contributor to the state's exchequer, but the infrastructure of the place is in a pitiable state. It's not just the normal people this time. Even industrialists in the city will get a taste of acute power shortage. Power crisis seems imminent after the power minister himself stated that even God cannot save the state from an acute power crisis. The intermittent power supply is already having its effects on Pina industrial area. Known to be the largest industrial estate in Asia, housing more than 8,500 small-scale industries, the industrialists of the area have decided to stage a protest to attract the attention of the government towards the issue. The industrialists say that they should be given uninterrupted power from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., but that is not the case at the moment. They allege that they have been facing random power cuts and functioning normally has become a tough task. Some of the industries in the area are self-reliant as far as power is concerned, since they have power backup, but majority of them are entirely dependent on the power supplied to them by Bescom. Industrialists are miffed by the lack of infrastructure too in the area. The roads are in a dilapidated state. Thanks to innumerable potholes, driving vehicles on these roads is next to impossible. Water supply and garbage disposal too is taking a severe beating. Pina industrial area is a major contributor to the economy of Karnataka. But the same industrial estate suffers from various issues. It is high time that the government gets its act together and does something to improve situation at Asia's largest industrial area. Maltesh, News9, Bengaluru. No one would imagine that harmless play between two kids can lead to grave consequences. But here is an incident which has led to one young boy losing sight in an eye. The victim's parents are now demanding answers from his caretakers in school. Here's the entire story.
The boy on your screens is 14-year-old Ajay, a 9th grade student at the Maria Niketan school in Bengaluru. Ajay has lost more than 90% vision in his left eye. The reason for this horrific turn of events was a freak accident in school. Two boys of the school were involved in a small scuffle during the lunch break at around 12:30 p.m. Now, during the duel, one student threw a stone at Ajay, causing it to directly hit him in the eye. The teachers who then got involved noticed Ajay bleeding and asked him to head back home. Neither were the parents informed about the incident, nor was he given any form of medical aid. When Ajay reached near his home, he fell down on the road due to weakness. That was when one of his neighbors took note of the incident and informed Ajay's mother. After initially going to a few private doctors, they reached the Minto Eye Hospital in Chamrajpet at about 3:45 p.m. The doctors now claim that Ajay has lost vision in his left eye and that the probability of the vision improving is very bleak.
When we saw him, he had injury to his left eye. Okay, it's called as penetrating injury. Okay, wherein there is some entry wound into eye. Okay, so he had trauma to his cornea and part of sclera also. Okay, inferiorly, meaning that it had already penetrated the lens and gone behind also. Okay, so we cannot tell the status of fundus right now. When he came here, he had only perception of light. He's having in the cornea, that is black part of the eye, he's having around 16 to 17 sutures. No, he'll definitely not see up to what he had before vision. Okay, it can improve little more, that's all.
Ajay's mother is left shattered and blames the school for her son's condition.
ಇವನು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಸರ್, ಹೋಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಲಂಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿತು ಇದು. ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಫೋನೂ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವನು ಹೋಗಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀನು ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ, ಹೋಗೋ ಮನೆಗೆ ನಿಂತಿರು. ಇವನು ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ರೋಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಚೆ ಮನೆಯವರು ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಈಗಾಯಿತು, ಬೇಗ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಅವನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂದರು. ನಾನು ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದೆ.
The school authorities have even accepted their fault in not informing the parents and have agreed to bear all the medical expenses.
According to me, what I think that the person, the headmistress or teacher, I don't know, the concerned person, what she should have done is immediately they should have spoken to the parent of the child. One thing, this is my suggestion, my personal opinion, immediately they should have spoken to the concerned parent or any relatives, or they should have informed to the father on time. This was not brought to the manager of the school, Father Gregory. It was not brought to, but the management is ready to take him and to any best hospital, the best hospital in Bangalore, to give the proper treatment or whatever may be the future treatment, everything they are ready. And in case if the situation warrants that the education and other thing has to be taken care of by the management, they are ready for it.
But the big question here that arises is that, was it not the responsibility of the school to provide timely medical aid to its ward, especially for an accident that took place in their school premises? Why were there no officials of the school monitoring the kids during the break? Will providing treatment expenses make up for the little boy's agony? Can the ignorant school staff bring back his vision? Deepak Bopana for News 9, Bengaluru.
In the wake of complaints received pertaining to the forceful retention of some beggars in a rehabilitation centre in Sumbanahalli, the chairperson of the State Women's Commission today paid a visit to take stock of the situation. The chairperson Manjula Manasa came to the conclusion that forceful retention was truly happening and she slammed the officials of the centre. The officials had failed to maintain the documents about inmates of this centre, which enraged Manjula further, and she gave them a week's time to update all the details pertaining to them. Beggars Rehabilitation Centre in Sumbanahalli has provided shelter for several beggars found on the streets of Bengaluru. But some of them wanted to go back to their native places as their relatives had asked them to return home. But it is alleged that the officials were here not allowing them to go. After counselling and finding their relatives, the inmates are supposed to be sent back. It is alleged that officials don't want to send them back because of the grants the centre received. If the strength of inmates is reduced, the size of grants too becomes smaller accordingly. After Women Commission chairperson's visit, the plight of those wishing to go back to their home is expected to change.
Whatever I had in my hand, it was robbed. And I was working for Windsor Manor. And I left the job and I was working for PNG. PNG is in Vijayanagar, the Procter & Gamble. We were doing door-to-door marketing and sales. And I had lost everything. All my things I had lost. And I was on the verge of going back home when these people picked me up and came. And I told them, I have somebody in KR Market Avenue Road and I can go and come because I've been doing this. I've not been just in Bangalore for nothing. I keep going to Madras and coming back. And when I told them, they said, wait, we will give you the house visit and that's it. I'm here for 4 months.